Breed, global truth.
Well, two people are dead after a shooting at a car wash in Forest Hill, just outside of Fort Worth. Now, this is a scene that is still very active at this point, as dozens have come to see it unfold. Fox 4's Alex Boyer joins me now with the latest on this. Alex.
Hi, Hannah. You know, we've been here all day long, and so far, Forest Hill police have yet to provide us with any additional information. According to MedStar, though, two people were killed in a shooting at this car wash behind me, and a family member tells me that it was a man and his 5-year-old daughter. Take a look. That same relative provided me with this picture of Chucky Smith and his young daughter. I'm told her birthday was just yesterday. The two were reportedly at this Slappy's Express car wash located off I-20 and Forest Hill Drive shortly before 11 a.m. when they were fatally shot. Family and friends were visibly distraught as they arrived at the scene, folks leaning on one another for support. I spoke to Smith's aunt, who is desperate for answers.
All we know is that he was talked, he was doing the car, cleaning the car out, and somebody came through shooting and killed him and the baby. He was a good kid, y'all. He was. He didn't bother nobody. He didn't. Him and that baby.
Sky 4 captured part of the crime scene from up above. You can see a red Dodge Challenger with its doors open being processed by investigators. A neighbor told us that she heard between 15 to 20 gunshots. Fort Worth and Mansfield police officers are here assisting with crowd control. And at this point, again, we have limited information from Forest Hill Police. The police chief told us briefly by phone that this was still very much an active scene and that he would be putting out a press release later on. We're still waiting for that. So at this point, we don't know if they have any persons of interest, anybody in custody, or a motive for this deadly encounter.
What's going on, everybody? It's your brother New Breed coming through with another live stream. This is a truly sad situation. And what makes it sad is that it was the loss of life of a child who had their whole life ahead of them. And I'm going to say something in this stream that is going to be rather unpopular, but I got to say it anyway. The reason she lost her life was because of the sins of her father. I know the lady in the video was saying that Ronnie didn't do no wrong. And we see this time and time again. Every time a rapper loses their life, we see this every time. You see this at the funerals. It can be even a relative who was living a certain lifestyle. And when they lose their life, everybody is saying they did no wrong and that it's just a sad situation, right? But nonetheless, those family members or people in the streets that some of us have known growing up, we know that they was wild. We know that they did dirt. And if not, they antagonized beef. And I'm going to just call it like it is because I'm always talking about how the music industry causes these deaths. But it's also because of the rappers themselves. These rappers be pushing a demonic undertone and frequency in their music. And then death comes. And it's unfortunate that Lil Ronnie antagonized other rappers. And more than likely, because of this, it cost him his life as well as his young child's life. I'm just going to read some of Lil Ronnie's lyrics because I want you all to understand that when these rappers rap, the intentions of their heart come out. You can tell a lot by somebody's music, what they about. They create an atmosphere for themselves. They create an environment for themselves. And a lot of the times they put out a demonic frequency that young men follow. They create something that young men fall behind. A lot of them don't want to get out of beef. That's why personally I'm all about putting up gloves, running fades, and not picking up guns. Because bullets, they don't hold names. Bullets, they pierce through walls, they pierce through car doors. And we need a movement where people start running fades. We need a movement where people start, actually finding another way of conflict resolution than antagonizing individuals, but settling the disputes like men. And I want to show you that little Ronnie had rap beef. He antagonized people to pull up on him. He antagonized a whole lot. He talked crazy in his songs. And I want to show you this so you can understand that this is a dangerous game that these rappers often play. Little Ronnie says in this song, by the way, the name of the song is called Real One. So he believes that this is what a real one is. And it's just it's a shame because, yes, a beautiful little girl lost her life, and it is very unfortunate. I agree. But this could have been avoided. The hook goes, itch, I'm white girl wasted off these pills. It says, I can't feel nothing. Rashad know he a hoe. He post a gun, but he won't kill nothing. He won't kill nothing. I'm clumsy with the stick inside my hand because I'ma spill some. She asked me was my diamond fake? Nuh-uh, babe, these real ones. Now I want you to understand he's antagonizing this Rashad character. He said Rashad is a hoe and he ain't gonna kill nothing. And see, this is how these rap beefs be going. People antagonizing, pull up, inviting death to their doorstep. And make no mistake about it, I also do believe that this is a blood sacrifice. Make no mistake about it. And let me go ahead and change the title because I know that y'all want to know what's going on with the sacrifice. So give me a moment. Let's just do that for a moment. I know that the people want to know that it was a blood sacrifice because it was, right? Let's edit and change that. And this took place in Fort Worth, Texas, at a car wash. They're continuing the murder by numbers rituals, the death by threes. But you got to understand that these rappers open portals for violence. They open the avenue up for somebody to do them something dirty. But his daughter was sacrificed. Now, Dontaria says, Breed, it can't be a sacrifice. This is straight murder. What I want you to understand within the rap industry is the sacrifices are also straight murder. These sacrifices are also straight murder. These rappers, these gang members, they have to get green lights in order to wipe out the competition. And I'm going to tell you like this. The rap industry, the prison industrial complex, and everyone is in on it. We must cancel trap music, gangster music. We got to cancel this. And make no mistake about it, he put out a lot of evil. And he goes on to say, well, he's pretty much rapping about women in this, but he's talking about being wasted. But I just want you to see, and these songs are short. But the hook is, I'm white girl wasted off these pills. I can't feel nothing. Rashad know he a hoe. He posts a gun, but he won't kill none. I'm clumsy with the stick inside my hand because I'm going to spill some. Now, how many people talk like that? How many people talk about how clumsy they are with the trigger finger? This is the hook to the song where he's getting the most notoriety. He's talking about how messy he is behind the trigger. How he is antagonizing that, he wants these guys who he has issues with to come out and show that they're ready to either take a life or lose their life. And it's an evil thing that's taking place because this is the reason why so many people are losing their lives in these streets. And the irony of it is he lost his life. His child lost hers. Why? Because he was reckless with his tongue. I know y'all don't want to hear that. I know that y'all want to hear that this man didn't bother nobody and that it was senseless crime. But I want you to imagine how many young men heard Little Ronnie's song. And they became demonically possessed, believing that they got to go out there and prove themselves, not only to their hood or community, but they got to prove themselves to themselves and go out there and claim another life or pull up on somebody. Go outside with the torch and put themselves in a compromising position. How many people did Little Ronnie, through the spirit of invocation, through his music, did he promote to do that with a hook like that? And imagine a man pulling up, crashing out, and losing his life because they listen to Little Ronnie's lyrics. Well, guess what? That stuff comes back around. When a person has ill intentions, a murderous heart, an antagonist spirit, these things happen. This is the reason why we must cancel trap music altogether. It has to come to a screeching halt. There has to be another way of settling differences than the internet beef. It has to be another way of settling differences than rappers going back and forth with the lyrics that promote death and chaos. Listen, we all about conflict resolution the righteous way, the way that our ancestors did it, because it's too many people losing their lives. And I know that there's more coming out about this story as we speak, and we will go there. We will definitely go there because this is a very unfortunate situation. And anytime there's a loss of life regarding children, it's just a sad scenario. But I can tell you this now, it's people who do this type of stuff every single day. Invite drama to themselves, invite craziness when anything can happen. Anything can happen around children. And the children can end up a casualty. Now, let me see if there's any more updates, and I want you all to definitely share this video. Thumb the video up so we can get the message out there. I know that I've streamed live quite a lot today and posted a lot of material, but we are just warming up. Little Ronnie also has songs like Mother F, Kill It. He got songs like, Little Ronnie has some stuff like Undergoat, where he's talking about the same thing, whipping up dope, weigh it up, go yayo, where he's rapping about all kind of things, bro, like all kind of killings. And I know that people want to be pulled at by the heartstrings, and they want to talk about the senseless gun violence. But let's talk about Little Ronnie. Let's talk about how Little Ronnie invited that type of demonic energy around himself and how it cost him. Let's talk about that part. Does anybody want to talk about that, or am I hurting feelings right now? To all my FBA brothers, I know that this is beginning to really hurt, seeing the innocent bloodshed of our youth. When do we draw the line? Are we going to cancel the trap music? Let's see if there's any more updates on this. But I want to say this, that it was definitely a blood sacrifice. Now, we got to talk about that very briefly. As I was saying before, death come in threes. We just witnessed Angie Stone lose her life. Moments after that, well, we should say moments before that, we watch actor Gene Hackman and his wife lose their lives. And now we got little Ronnie. And they've been going through these series of Masonic codes 3333 the whole entire time, either using 9 or 3 6s. And the same thing has taken place with little Ronnie. He fits the numerology. I know my Jamaica brothers are in the house, and y'all going to bring out the digits if y'all are present right now. Proverbs 18 and 21. The tongue has the power of life and death, and those who love it will eat its fruit. Little Ronnie was promoting death. He was spreading death through his music. It cost him his life and the life of his child. When are we going to understand how evil and dangerous this music is? It promotes a demonic energy. We can't continue to support it. We listen, as inspiring artists, you're going to have to begin to change your music. Even if you're good at it, you're going to have to change it. Because let me show you what's going to happen if you continue rapping the way you are. If you continue to antagonize your ops, if you continue to get on the media and troll and pull up on people's graveyard sites, if you continue to piss on people's grave and smoke on packs, right? This would be your end.
Story in Forest Hill where police are investigating a deadly shooting.
A father and his little girl were killed, the area's third deadly shooting in just the past few weeks.
2 people were killed in a shooting on February 21st at an auto sales business on.
How many deadly shootings? What did I tell y'all about the series of 3? The number 3. How many shootings has it been, New Breed? Run it back, Breed, for the people in the back so they can understand the sacrifice that's taking place. Hear it out.
Shooting in just the past few weeks.
How many?
Third deadly shooting. Father and his little girl were killed. The area's third deadly shooting in just the past.
The area's third deadly shooting. Another Masonic 333 ritual. Now, I want y'all to understand something. Yes, it was a senseless crime, but these murderers, they must get permission. I'm gonna let y'all in on something that you may not know, but I'm gonna inform you. And what I'm about to tell you is 100% truth. The gangs, they are part of the Masonic order. The gangs have been inducted into the fraternity. And they have to have permission before they eliminate the competition. A lot of the times these murders go unsolved. From my observation, more than likely, this one will go unsolved. And if it does not go unsolved, then more than likely there will be a fall guy ready. But my first instinct looking at this is that no one will get caught. And if someone does get caught, we will not hear about it in the media. We just won't hear about it. They won't announce it. So I want you to understand what's taking place here. Now, let's get into this.
Where police are investigating a deadly shooting.
A father and his little girl were killed, the area's third deadly shooting in just the past few weeks.
2 people were killed in a shooting on February 21st at an auto sales business on Mansfield Highway. And then just 2 days later, police found a pair of siblings who'd been hit by a stray bullet on Frisco Avenue. One of the siblings died. And today's shooting happened at a car wash on Forest Hill Drive.
We saw people who knew the dad and his daughter gathered right outside that car wash looking for answers.
And as Scoop Jefferson discovered, the little girl just celebrated her birthday yesterday.
There was 2 other young men that was slain who just celebrated their birthdays in the case regarding Lil Baby. So we have a common denominator here, but they're still going with 3. And 23rd, right? Look, the people are already doing the math here. 23rd, look, they're giving y'all these numbers. Hold on, let's go back. Listen to the numbers. The number's not lying, y'all.
Jefferson discovered the little girl just celebrated her birthday yesterday.
Hold on.
Jefferson
gathered right outside. We saw people who knew the dad and his
on Forest Hill Drive.
Here go the numbers. Look, y'all. February 21st, 2 killed. 21st, 2 killed. 23rd, 1 killed. 3-2. Look at the numbers. Brothers and sisters, you got to look at the numerology here. Look, February 23rd. They're giving you the math here. 1 was killed. You got February 21st, 2 was killed. February 3rd, March 3rd, another 3. 2 was killed. Now, you add that 1, that 2, and that 3. You got 5. 2 plus 3 is what? So you got 666 all around the board, and they're making a triangle. These are rituals that take place. This is numerology. This is the Masonic gematria that I keep telling you all about. March is a 3rd month and on the 3rd day. And then we got 3 sixes. This is definitely a skull and bone 322 ritual. This is actually what? Yes, this is wild. Straight edge black man. But they continue to do the same thing in our faces. Now, did this rapper invite evil? Yes, he did. He may not even be aware of Satan's mathematics. But nonetheless, he fell victim. Why? Because he was out here living foul, putting out a bad message. And look what they got my chat stuck at. Y'all, ladies and gentlemen, look how long my chat has been stuck on the 3 sixes. This is why I tell y'all to like the video. I'm going against the beast. I'm going against the beast putting this information out. And know these things are not a coincidence. This has been happening all month long. Look at this.
We saw people who knew the dad and his daughter gathered right outside that car wash looking for answers.
And as Scoop Jefferson discovered, the little girl just celebrated her birthday yesterday.
Somebody had already reported it and they were on their way.
Becky Johnson is one of several people living near Slappy's car wash in Forest Hill who called 911 Monday morning describing gunfire.
And I heard 6, 1, 2, 3, pop, 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 pop. Then about a few seconds later, I heard another 6, 1, 2, 3, in concession, real fast.
The same gunfire woke up Pamela Barrett, who learned more about the shooting from her son's telephone call.
I said, Mom, hey, I'm up here at the gym. I'll be at the gym for a while. I'm not going to come home because it was an active drive-by shooting. 2 people just got killed up here at Slappy's.
When Forest Hill police arrived at the car wash, officers found 2 people shot dead. The victims have been identified by their family as Ronnie Smith and his daughter. who just turned 5 years old. Their aunt.
She just turned 5 years old. Sure, she was a daddy's girl. And this goes to show, brothers, like the frequency you put out, the music you put out, it does matter, man. Imagine you putting out something that's cultivating a negative environment around you and it costs you your life. Satan was the head of music before he fell from the heavens, man. And when I be telling y'all this, y'all gotta hear me out. Satan was the head of the music, but the Most High has his own music too. And you can either be rapping for the Most High or you can be rapping for Satan. Satan is always going to come to collect. And sometimes you can put out such a dark energy that Satan comes for not only you, but your offspring, man. And it's a sad situation.
Aunt trying to understand why.
He was a good kid, y'all. He was. He didn't bother nobody. He didn't.
His aunt, Stella Houston, describes her nephew as a well-known Fort Worth rap artist named Lil Ronnie. Sources tell WFAA someone opened fire on Smith. He was using the vacuum as his daughter waited inside the car. Forest Hill police are looking.
Imagine this man just using a vacuum, cleaning the whip out, and somebody spin the block and air out them shots.
For the shooter, but haven't named any suspects. The shooting drew a large crowd of family, friends, and people who knew Lil Ronnie from the music scene. Forest Hill PD got help with crowd control from several surrounding police departments. As people living nearby pray they'll feel safe again.
Praying for protection of our community here at Forest Hill.
In Forest Hill, I'm Scoop Jefferson.
Police in Forest Hill are investigating another deadly shooting in the city.
This one happened at a drive-through car wash just off I-20. NBC5's Maria Guerrero is at the crime scene live. Maria?
Hey there, guys. Yeah, not only is this investigation still very active, so is this scene, which just in the past few minutes, we did have police tape being finally brought down by Forest Hill Police. You could still see part of the scene unfolding here.
How many of you all believe that this murder is going to be solved? Because I could tell you this right now, when it's a street situation, a lot of times regarding a rapper in these communities like this, especially down south, more than likely it's either going to be handled in the streets or it's just going to be unsolved. The police can do their little 1-2 thing and make their remarks to the public, but a lot of times they're not putting in the work hours or the willpower to solve these murders. It's just another dead rapper, bro. It's just another dead rapper. I personally don't believe they're going to solve this crime. And I believe it was a ritual, but I also believe that Little Ronnie invited that through his music, through incantations, through spell work, because that is spell work. When you write lyrics that are demonic and you put out an energy and you are threatening people, antagonize people, telling people to pull up on you, it is dangerous when you do that. Whether you do that on social media or you do that on music. There's people out here that give their addresses out and all these things on social media just to prove themselves. I'm just not with that. You give your address out, you don't know who is who. You don't know who willing to do anything. You just don't know what people are on these days. And, you know, pulling up on people's graves. These jits be out here tweaking, pulling up on people's graves, disrespecting, you know, people's, you know, environment, pulling up on other people's hoods. It's dangerous. Telling you it's dangerous, but let's go.
At Slappy's Express car wash, there has been this large crowd of family members that just left within the past couple of minutes. They were allowed to stay very, very close to this tragic scene. Many people have also been behind police tape. We are awaiting any kind of information from police, Forest Hill. We've been asking them all day long for any kind of information about what happened out here. The limited information we are getting is from family on this scene, and this is what they are telling us. They have identified the 2 victims of a shooting, they say, that happened here at the car wash this morning. They shared pictures with us saying Ronnie Smith, a local rapper, and his daughter are the victims of the shooting. His daughter, they said, just turned 5 years old yesterday. This was the tragic scene shortly after 11 this morning as dozens of people rushed to the scene as Forest Hills police responded to Slappy's Express Car Wash along East California Parkway Service Road. The crowd only growing larger, leading area police from Fort Worth and Mansfield to come in and help. Forest Hill police taped off a large section around the car wash. The victims' large extended family members coming in, struggling, of course, with their unimaginable grief. Smith's aunt tells NBC5 he was a good person, loved his 2 kids, and didn't bother anyone.
He didn't target nobody. He was a family man, and he was going around rapping. Okay, what?
But hit his songs. And this is what you got to ask somebody. Look, this is what y'all got to ask yourself. Every time a rapper dies, the first question I want y'all to ask is, what was that rapper rapping about? Anytime you get any news of a rapper dying, the first thing you got to ask yourself is, what was the rapper rapping about? What was he talking about? Was he talking about creating life? Was he talking about the Most High? Was he talking about spiritual elevation? Was he talking about current events? What's going on in society? Was he making party music? Or was he talking mischief and folly? Because when these records come on, somebody's going to listen to your song and they're going to test that boast. And I seen little Ronnie call people out by name and say, hey, you got a gun, but you ain't finna pull up. You ain't finna show up. You ain't gonna pop out. I've heard him do this in records. One of his biggest tracks called Real Ones. He's doing the same thing. So y'all got to understand that there's power in the music. That's antagonizing the ops. Let's go.
Why would you target him? Why would you target him? He didn't bother nobody. And a baby, his baby. All we know is that
them streets is relentless, man. Them streets don't care. You know, the streets don't care. The streets don't care, man. Yeah, he might have been a family man. He might have had a baby. But what was Pops talking about? Yeah, he might have been trying to do things the right way. He might have said to himself, look, I'm just trying to make a living for my children, and I'm going to get it by any means necessary. But that can cost you your life. And it did cost his life and the life of his child. And it's a very unfortunate situation. But what I want people to ascertain from this is we got to change our directives. We got to change what we putting out in this music.
He was talked, he was doing the car, cleaning the car out, and somebody came through shooting and killed him and the baby.
There have been some tense moments throughout the day between police and some of the grieving people who arrived on scene. At one point, officers walked side by side to clear the field of people and get.
Now, why did they have tense moments against the police? The police really didn't have nothing to do with the situation. This was street justice. This was street politics. Jody Breeze, thank you for the contributions as facts, Bree. He probably didn't bother anybody physically, but he bothered millions spiritually. And that's the message I'm trying to get out there to the people. I want you to understand the power of music. When those drums and that bass line hit and the rapper start talking about pulling out blickies, burners, pulling up on ops, you ain't going to do nothing. You're not going to pull up. You're not going to crash out. You know, I'm going to put you in the dirt if you ever pull up and all of this kind of stuff. Then this the type of energy they create, an energy of death. They put death around them. Listen, when the guns come ablazing, anybody can lose it. Anybody can lose their lives. Some of these people think they're the only ones that got guns. And those be the same people who get caught lacking. People who think they're the only ones who got guns. Those would be the people that's out here lacking, out here underestimating their ops, out here putting themselves in bad situations. Imagine you vacuuming your car and all of a sudden, one of the guys that you called out on record saying he ain't going to pull up, all of a sudden that guy that you did not believe was going to pull up, you did not believe he was capable, but that man, he was insulted more than you know, and there he goes. It all happens that quick. It all happens that quick, ladies and gentlemen. That's why I say it's not a game. This is why we promote guns down, gloves up. Guns down, gloves up. This is why we promote that in our community, to be a positive example, man. To be a positive example of how to handle conflict resolution without the loss of life, because there's too many people dying out here. And now we see even children are dying. This man's daughter died in this situation. This man's daughter lost her life. He lost his life. Because people always trying to tell somebody to pull up with the switch. And you don't know who crazy out here. You don't know who really out there like that. There's some people out here who really got some issues. And they don't care who gets hit. Thank you for the support, brother. Says the music is in the thermostat of society. We have to stop listening to it for these things to stop happening. Listen to rappers that rap. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I definitely agree. Hold on. For some reason, it's not. All right, let's go.
Them just behind the crime tape, which did not sit well with some who said they are family members of the victims. But I did hear one officer explain to them that they are just being extra careful because they really had no idea if they could be around, the suspect could actually be somewhere in this large crowd throughout the day. We have, like I said, been trying to get Forest Hill Police to respond to some of our questions. This is the fourth murder in just a couple of days here in the city. We have not received word from police, only saying that a press conference that may or may not have happened out here, they said, is no longer going to be taking place. They will be releasing a statement within the hour. So we will definitely be pressing them for answers.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Another senseless crime. Hey, we got to change the message. And we got to do better as people. Listen, stop supporting the trap music. Brothers, if you're an inspiring artist, change your music. Change your music. Listen to socially aware music. Listen to conscious music and spiritually uplifting music. Try to change this whole mess that we got going on in our community. Too many young people and too many rappers who, want to have an illustrious career are losing their lives. And, we got to be the change. We got to be the difference, man. Anyway, thank y'all for catching another broadcast. I want y'all to be blessed out here. With that being said, shalom and peace.